Good morning. I'm going to show a couple of things I've been up to last couple weeks. Um, and I just heard a turkey maybe 100 meters away, a few hundred feet. So you might hear a turkey. Pop up in the background of this. If I hear one, I'll try to stop talking so you can hear it. But so I got the bunny tower. I'm working on this. Now the reason I made this really tall. Put some stairs on the background here that I had these stairs for a while. So I finally got usage for them. So I made this really tall for the bunny house because what I want to do is I want to come down and I want to put another bunny house here, and another bunny house down to the ground here. So at least staying on this side that's close to the ground, at least staying about 14 inches up off the ground for the lowest one. But I think what I can do for the apartments is I can do 2 on each level, because once they start breeding, you have to keep the bucks and the does separate. Of course, the little bunnies stay with the does. Stuff I'm learning. This is my first bunny, so I had one when I was a kid, but it wasn't really mine. It was somebody gave it to my parents. So let me show you what I made here. This thing's incredibly heavy. Oh, of course I overbuilt it. Okay, so what we got in here is what's up, Soph? Say hello. So this is what I made for him. Just this little spot in there, and just have to put the screen in and a rubber, and I'm gonna put a rubber mat at the bottom. Oh gosh, thing weighs a ton. Probably that roof probably weighs about 150, 200 pounds. And so I've been crewing a lot of materials. Yes, that is a highway sign, but they were doing some construction on my road. When they were done with the construction, they just threw the sign on my property on the side of the road. So it's like, well, thanks for the roof. I'm gonna use it as a roof on something. So somebody might complain about that. No, I just threw trash in my yard, but materials, great. So I made the goats. This little area over here, and they have an awesome view. I made them a 10 by 50, and yes, they have water. They knocked their bucket over this morning. those rough housing goats. So this is still what I call temporary, but temporary for this could definitely last for the spring and the summer, maybe even into the fall while I work on some other things that I need to get done, and they're very happy with it. They think it's just great. Two goats can fit in that little house right there. The other 2 goats enjoy hanging out underneath the tent. It's got some shade for them when the sun's out and it gets warm, and go under there and they hang out in the heat of the day. And we do have. There is a nice large creek at the very, 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 very bottom of the hill, about 20-foot wide creek that they can go and get water at. But this is just, look at this lovely view. I hope they wake up every morning with the sun coming up over in the east side and just going, look at my smorgasbord of the day. I really want them to eat all of the honeysuckle. I'm not a honeysuckle fan. But I wanted to show you what I've been working on. I'm going to do a chicken coop between here and the bunny tower. I'm going to do a chicken coop, turkey roost right in here. The permanent goat house is probably going to all be in together. I think that's my best bet for predators, is to kind of keep all the animals sleeping in a very somewhat confined area. I mean, they have several acres that they can go on. They don't seem to want to go very far, but they right now there's no fencing. I've been driving a lot of fence posts, but there's no fencing, and they stay out of the woods. They don't like going in the woods. The chickens, I've never had chickens before. That's great. They stay right on my heels. They think that Sophia is like their mother, because she'll get up to move. I try to get her to watch them. I don't know if she would do anything, but I think just sitting there would probably keep a hawk or something from coming and grabbing them. But she gets up to move, and they all run over to her and follow her right behind her. It's kind of funny because she freaks out thinking they're going to attack her or something. She hasn't quite got it that what the anyways. The psychology of dogs and birds. So I put in all these building materials. A lot of stuff neighbors and friends have given me. So I'm gonna grab my coffee. I like weak coffee, so I can drink a whole lot of it and not get a caffeine rush. I don't know about you, but I like my coffee black. Red wine and black coffee. So, and there she is. So what I've been doing lately is I'm trying to put in a road over here. Now this road, we have the line of peach trees up over there. They start, it's what's going to be the corner of this road here where it turns back up towards the front yard. And that's the peaches, and then the next line over, which you can't see because there's so many gums, and it's actually a huge, old, ancient, wild blueberry bush right in there. Probably been growing for 50 years. But peaches, then pears, then plums, the red markers in there, some upside down cups to mark where we just put a couple more plum trees. And then on this line over here, I don't know if you can see it blooming, but that's apple. It's got quite a few blooms on it. And I just found this. I do know that I have some other wild pears here on the property, which I ate several of last year, and I cut up and froze more than I ate, so that I can pull them back out when I'm ready to start making a little bit of wine. I'm just gonna call it hooch because I don't know what I'm making. It might turn out to be beer, wine, cider. I don't know. It's just gonna be a first time with bunnies, chickens, turkeys, and making my own hooch. So cool. Wish me luck. I found this pear tree. This is a wild pear. I didn't put it here, but this guy right here. I saw it and I was like, man, those leaves look familiar, and it's kind of got these little thorns at the end of the branch. So I came in yesterday and cut some honeysuckle down that was growing up on it. And I've got to come in and chop all these logs up. Some of these logs will get turned into lengths for a raised bed garden. I'm doing all my raised bed gardens out of these logs, so I just go in and cut a little notch in them so that I can, kind of like Lincoln log style. And my plan is that as the as the lower part erodes, because it's right up against the ground, it's on the ground, as that starts to rot out, what I'll be able to do is just come back in and cut another layer and set that on top. So it'll just perpetually, the bottom pine log will be rotting into compost and more soil, and I'll just keep on adding to it as I need it to stay as raised up off the ground, the raised bed. So always keeping 2 layers there so that system can continue. And with the I will obviously run out of wood up here, but I've got 15 acres in the back of pine forest that will keep me in raised beds for a while. And it'll also help, keeping that, I'll be able to keep the forest floor cleaner. I like doing little piles of wood for wild bunnies, and I've seen 4 black snakes I don't like snakes. Not a snake fan. But I do really like to see black snakes, because if you have black snakes, and I believe that this is true, that you do not have poisonous snakes. You don't have, I don't know why. I've heard people say things about how black snakes eat copperheads, but I've never seen, if I see a few black snakes, I never also see copperheads, cottonmouths, timber rattlers. So something about it, the poisonous snakes stay away from the constrictors. So I put in this culvert pipe here, so this is part of the road. It's been a lot of digging. So this is part of the road. Now this will wrap back up and around. Got a few stumps I got to burn out in here, but and I got to get the goats over to help me trim down some of this honeysuckle. Man, it's so, that honeysuckle is everywhere. It's on everything, strangling the life out of all of the fruit. I don't like it. That's why I have 4 goats. Oh, so I dug these holes. This is where the bunny tower was going to go. I was going to put it a little bit more up the hill into these holes here, and you can't see it because these filled up with water. We got a bunch of rain past couple days, and there is a rock from this hole over here that runs through the under this little strip of dirt into this hole over here. You can see the same rock on both sides, and this is an example. This rock was locked in there with them. I think I'm sitting on something. Like this line of stones runs, keeps on running, to what I know, keeps on running about 500 feet behind me, and then runs about another 500 feet in that direction over there. And I'm gonna use that. I found that in a dumpster, that old door. I'm gonna use that for a on the chicken coop, to try to, when it's summertime, it'll open to be a vent, and in the wintertime, it'll kind of be a greenhouse effect to help warm the chicken coop up. So excited about that. I'm gonna try it out. Had some vandalism recently. I have a problem neighbor, and couldn't really figure some things out until I started talking to some other neighbors, and finding out that somebody, those woods that you can see behind me, somebody might have some motivation to burn those down, because they're locked into a lease, and burning them down will get them out of the lease. And so I think somebody came over here and started a fire. So I was inside eating lunch, doing some chores. All of a sudden I see smoke going by the house, and I didn't know I was having a fire. So dealing with those kind of issues, don't want somebody messing around. Had a bunch of like 17-year-old kids running around here, running through the woods, shooting at night, guns, 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it's all stemming back from this one problem neighbor, and he runs a hunt club, and I've heard that the hunt club has not been doing very well lately. So my theory is that he's going for younger and younger members in his hunt club, and this is obviously, he's not, they're just part of his hunt club and paying their dues, and he's not regulating anything. So I don't know if somebody came over here and started a fire because they thought it would be funny, or if they thought that by burning those woods down they could get out of the lease because they're not doing so well. They don't have money to pay for the lease. Anyways, here's the second. This is the second culvert I'm working on. This one's pretty good. I can drive over this one. So where we were when I showed you the first culvert in that pear tree was through this woods over there. So we kind of like just walked around. There's the bunny tower and stuff. And so I want this little area right here. This got dug up when we were putting the fire out. So gonna make a pond out of it. You know, I mean, I really don't have to do anything. It's already kind of a pond. I just need to couple shovelfuls of dirt, connect my puddles there, and then I'll have about a 60 to 80 foot 60 to 80 foot long by 10, 12 foot, 15 foot wide little pond here. I mean, something like a duck runway. Ducks are next on the list. So I really wanted to go ahead and get ducks, but I don't have anywhere to put them, and they're gonna want to be near water. Don't want to keep them that far way down there at the creek, and that's just asking for raccoon, fox, whatever. I mean, something's gonna come and grab them. I wouldn't want to just get something so it'll die. I want ducks. You know? At least if it's gonna die, it should be in my oven. Not just to get it for it to die. But so that's what's been going on lately. I got a lot of work cut out for me, but it's been a lot of digging, lifting. This roadway wasn't here a couple of weeks ago, so it's been a lot of hard work. Who needs a gym? Who needs security guard when you got bears too, right? I can't believe it. You know, I mean, I wouldn't want 17-year-old kids running around in these woods without shotguns, but I don't really want 17-year-old kids running around in these woods with shotguns. That's just, especially not at 3 o'clock in the evening, and they're out of school because of a coronavirus pandemic. They're not in school, so they're running around the woods with guns at 3 o'clock in the morning. Does anybody know why goats like eating charcoal? This just started yesterday. These two goats started eating charcoal, and I don't understand why. So, needless to say, security has been upped around here. Little photography here and there, and went out and bought a new roll of no trespassing signs. So I gotta go nail those to some trees and logs around the perimeter. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, for some reason, they are eating charcoal. Eating the charcoal. I don't get it. Why are you eating charcoal, Rosie? Cream, why are you eating charcoal? What is like, do you have an upset stomach? Is this helping you with your upset? I don't understand. I mean, I know what it would be if I ate charcoal, but yeah, I'm just eating charcoal. What are you doing? I guess it's not bad, right? I don't know. I'm new to this goat thing, but it feels good. It's fun. They are the most carefree animals I could think of to have. All I have to do is come and open up their pen, let them out, and they run around all day and they eat stuff unless it gets too hot, and they come in and they sit underneath under the tent in the shade, and then at night they come back into the pen all by themselves, and I just close it up. It's great. I would recommend goats for anybody, especially if you don't want to mow lawns. Get some goats. I mean, they're easy. Anyways, that's about it. I'm gonna show you guys what I've been up to, and maybe another 24 hours or so I'll have a chicken coop to show. So Later.